Hey, so today I want to talk about pricing your art. I'm going to be straight up. It is very tricky, but this is what I would have wanted to know if I well, getting started as an artist. First, I want to let you guys know that it is three parts when it comes to art. As far as I viewed being in the art industry, in the art market, and having an art business, it's part relative, right? It's part confidence and it's part quality. And what I mean by that is that, and I'm looking at my notes here, part relative means that you don't know who you're going to get to buy your art. And you don't want to undersell yourself or have it too low because people will pass you by all because your price is too low because they are used to a price that's relatively higher than that. And so they're like, why is it so low? This is not something that is on my level, okay? Putting it plainly, it's not something that's on my level, so I'm not interested. Guys, I've gotten bypassed on shows. I don't do shows anymore or try to do art entries or submissions anymore. But if you're into that, you need to look up the price of the art that they have online before submitting that piece in. That's one. So it's relative. And you can do the research on what that gallery, for instance, or that art show or art residency prices that they're used to working with or selling their art for, and then base your price around that. It's going to change. That's when the confidence comes into play. You have to know your worth. And guys, we're priceless, okay? We're priceless. So when you put a dollar amount on your art, it's okay if it's more than what you feel like you deserve, okay? But you also want to take in the part quality into account. You want to make sure that it is, I don't want to say that it, looks like it's worth a lot because that is in the eye of the beholder. That's where the relevancy comes into play, and that's where the confidence comes into play. Because yeah, Andy Warhol did make I don't know how much it's worth now, but I know that a couple of his pieces in the beginning were sold for $200, and look at what it is now, right? Now you can't go off selling a piece right off the rip in the as in the primary market for what it's worth now, but you have to know your worth. And I was gonna say, yeah, he went off to sell, a piece of a Campbell's soup. So, having that backing, within yourself, having that confidence within yourself when you're deciding on your price, and then the people who are interested in you, them also having confidence in you. That's why networking and relationships are so important. That's why it's not about what you know or what you can do. It is also about who you know. So take that into account too. But with that being said, with all of this being said, when you come in with a price in the art market, you, especially depending on where you're starting at, you want to already, you want that to be your finishing point almost, or if not the finishing point, at least the middle point. You don't want to come in with a beginner's price because once you're in the art market and you make a name for yourself, that is going to be your price for a long time. So here are some things to take into account, or some ways that you can do it. You can do it hourly based, where you create pieces that where you however much time you spend on creating a piece, you can price it that way. And give yourself an hourly rate, especially if you're a commission artist or you're doing customs. That's a way to do it. You can do a flat rate plus the materials that it's the cost of the materials that it's going to take. That's the second way that you can do it. And a third way that you can do third I don't know what this is. Third way that you can do it is that you can do a square foot amount. So what that means is, say you have, your square rate is $1 a square foot. So that means if you do a 16 by 20, then you're going to, charge off how much it's going to take to cover a 16 by 20, and you can scale to from smaller to larger. That is, I would say, base that dollar amount, the whether you do $1 or $5, on the amount of work that it takes. I know an artist was very minimal, right? Meaning, and I can be very minimal at times too, where it's just abstract. Those pieces, I would charge $1 a square foot. If I were doing the square foot rate, I don't really do that, but I have before. And for the pieces that are more intricate, they have more detail. I'm talking if you are doing a portrait of anyone, of anything, that takes time. I would go into the $5 range. But then again, you have to feel comfortable and you have to be confident in the price you say, because if you're like, well, I guess we can do what, $200? They're gonna be like, okay, like, no, you have to say it's $200. Take it or leave it. Just to give an overview, whatever the price is, you have to say it with confidence. People are emotional beings. We like to feel like, oh, we're getting what we pay for. And it's not just about your art, it's about you as well and the person behind the art. That's why you want to tell a story with the art and all of that. And I should definitely do a video about the art of storytelling for artists, because will that's a part of the quality of the three parts, right? So to overview, you want to take in relevancy, right? Remember that price is relative. And sometimes you might come across someone who can afford it, and sometimes you will come across someone who's like, oh, I would have paid more. You don't know what you're going to get, but you want to remember that what you start with is oftentimes what you'll finish with around that, and you can get, avoid it. People will avoid you if the price is too much, but hey, I'd rather someone who realizes my worth than someone who doesn't, but can afford it, if that makes sense. Okay. Number two, you want to take in confidence, right? So you really have to do some self-love, some self-awareness, to understand that what you put out is what you put out, and the things that you want out of your art, right? The intention that you have with your art, it's going to happen. And you have to have the confidence that it's going to happen, and the faith and belief that it's possible, because once you set your price, then your price is set. So you want to believe in what you're asking for, because you don't want to be that person who appears unsure of their price, because they won't buy it. They won't buy it. Or they'll try to lowball you, and you might go for it because they see that she doesn't know what she's worth. You know what I'm saying? I think I can get less than that, because negotiations do happen, especially if you're in the gallery realm. And then, and if you're independent too, you want to take, I wanted to say on the site, you want to take shipping, installation costs if you're going to install the art yourself or have someone do it, and you want to take materials into account if you're independent. If you're with a gallery, they already do that for you, or they should. Okay. Part three is the quality. You want to make sure that what you're putting out for sale, your art, along with the confidence and the relevancy of the price, or understanding that it's relative. You want it to be a great work of art, so you can back that up. Okay. Like Beyonce said in Ego, right? I talk big because I can back it up. Just back up your piece. It don't matter. It doesn't matter, so long as you did the research and you're not asking for a meal off the top, and that gallery only sells pieces for $5,000, if that makes sense. So do your research, right? But within the fact that you've done research, back that up, So I hope that this was helpful. I believe that it was helpful. I know that if I would have heard this in the beginning, thank you, a whole year saved. Like, man, because I swear people are just like, I can't tell you what to price your art as, and which, no, you can, right? I get that now, because all of these things that you have to take into account. But there is I don't want to say science behind it. Well, let's say an emotional science behind it, of what it takes to price your art. And you with this, you can take this on and you'll do just fine. So I want to close up here and say that first, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this was helpful. Let me know in the comments below what part in your art journey you're in, so that I can share with you any information that I have to benefit you, right? I want to create a community, guys. I want to create a community where we can grow together, because there aren't really many spaces that you can do this. And guys, I want to take my art career extremely far, and we can talk about that too, our goals as artists. But I want to take you there with me, so this is what this is here for. Subscribe if you're an artist of any form, no matter what your medium is. Subscribe. You won't miss out, or you don't want to miss out. It'll be very beneficial. And then also hit me up on Slack so we can chat, okay? Hit me up on Slack. Comment below, of course, too. But hit me up on Slack. That information is in the description below. And if you are on Clubhouse, my Clubhouse name is at Brittany, at It's Brittany Bell. At It's Brittany Bell. And all of my other information is below too. So I don't like to make these too long. I like to keep it short and sweet, because you guys have to create. You guys have to go out and do your thing and put your energy out into the world. And on the back of my neck here, I have creation over consumption, right? I want everyone, just as I like myself, to be putting more out into the world, creating more than I am taking from it. So I don't like to have you guys here long. I want you guys to create, okay, more than you consume. So thank you for watching. You guys have a great rest of your day, night, evening.